Hey, it's Kevin Baxter back again with another training video. You may remember a couple of weeks ago we installed a twin tuner from Daytona Twin Tech. The twin tuner is a fantastic device. It's a very basic fuel controller that you can make adjustments without connecting to a computer, and you can also custom map individually for the front and rear cylinder, but it only adjusts fuel, which is perfect for, again, stage 1 modifications, pipes, and a high flow type scenario. What we're going to be doing today on a 2009 Street Glide is install the Twin Tuner 2. Same basic functionality as the Twin Tuner 1, but we've added a couple of things to it. You can also retard ignition timing, so in a stage 2 environment where you, depending on your cam profile of course, if you've installed a set of cams, you can also retard ignition timing to combat any detonation issues that you may have. There's also an additional range of adjustment that addresses decel enrichment, as well as acceleration enrichment, which you can, depending on overlap of the cam, you can develop a little bit of decel pop sometimes. So we wanted to be able to give you the ability to adjust that out. When you open the box, of course, you get the fuel controller. The ends are already terminated. We're not going to have to do any cutting and splicing or anything like that. We will have to pop into the ECM connector to pull some terminals out, and it should only take us about 10 minutes to install it. And also with the kit, when you unbox it, there's mating connectors that these will install into, and your wires will install into that you pull out of the ECM connector. So again, about a 10-minute install, not too bad, and it's a real low-cost solution to do some basic tuning on a bike. So we're going to knock this thing out real quick. All right, the first thing we want to do is disconnect power to the ECM before we disconnect the ECM itself. Now, this bike is equipped with a security system, so for those of you that have ever had to disconnect the battery and all that in the independent shops and had to deal with a security system or deactivating it, I'm going to actually show you a real quick, easy way to deactivate a security system so you don't have to worry about any issues there. Make sure the off-run switch is on off, and turn the switch on and wait for the security light to go out. Then we know that the security system has been deactivated. All right, now what you want to do is turn the main switch off and remove the main fuse from the fuse panel within 2 seconds. Basically, you're removing the fuse before the security system has an opportunity to arm itself. So now we're going to turn the bike off and remove the fuse. So we're going to disconnect the ECM, remove it from the cradle. Now we're going to cut the zip tie on the retainer. Now we want to take a small screwdriver and remove the green retention bar that's in here. Now we want to remove this cover. There are 2 tabs here. You don't want to pry from those tabs. The connector actually snaps into place, the cover, back at this area here. So take a small screwdriver and slightly pry up, and this part of the connector cover will tilt forward. Move your security bar forward, and the cover slide right out. Okay, once you've removed the cover, we need to remove the wires from the ECM connector. There'll be 7 wires, and the easiest way to do that, of course, there are numbers that are molded into the gray cover back here. There's also a reference sheet in the instructions to help you map out exactly which ones. Now, since to help keep you from having to flip back and forth to determine which one you're dealing with, what I like to do, once I locate the pin connector that I get started at, flip it over and take one of the metallic silver Sharpie markers. They work fantastic on black plastic, and mark the terminals that you need to remove. When you look closely, you'll see the 2 wire terminal holes that are there, and between each pair of them, there's a very tiny hole. That hole is the hole that you need to press a pin into to release each of the terminals. Now, I made myself a small little terminal tool with a pick and just used a sander and brought it down to just the right diameter to slide in the hole. But in the kit, we also give you some thumbtacks, push pins, and that's the right size as well that you can do that. So all you have to do, again, is push the small tool into the hole until it bottoms out. Don't force it all the way, but it'll bottom out, and then you just reach around and pull the wire out. Now you'll need to install the terminated connectors from the twin tuner harness into the terminal locations that you had removed from the factory harness. And to do that, use your small pin that you use to remove the connector, the pin terminal. Slide that back into the small hole. Slide the wire into place. And then you can flip it over and identify to make sure that the terminal is all the way in its location. Once it is, you can remove your pick or thumbtack to seat it securely. Give the wire just a little tug. Make sure that it's seated in there completely. Next, you'll need to install the wires that you removed from the ECM connector into the small terminals that come with the kit. To do that, slide just the tip of the terminal. Leave a small amount of the metal terminal end exposed. Take the small brass tool that's included with the kit, put it around the wire, and press the wire into the terminal. Once you have it inserted all the way, squeeze the end of the rubber terminal and pull the tool out. Push on the wire slightly to verify that it's seated in all the way and flush with the end of the rubber inside the terminal. Once you've got all the terminals installed, you can install the retention zip tie over the top of the connector. Install the cover. Reinstall the green retainer. Connect your ground wire to the battery. Reinstall your ECM. And connect the 4 terminals together. Now that you have your 4 connectors taken care of and tucked away, route the wire back around the harness, back around the back side of the ECM. Use a 2-sided tape or Velcro to attach the twin tuner to the top of the ECM. We want to make sure that you return the main fuse that we removed in the first step back into the fuse panel. We're going to turn on the main ignition switch. When we do, we should hear the fuel pump cycle if we have the off-run switch on run. Take a look at your check engine light, verify that there are no diagnostic codes, and then utilize the chart that comes in the instructions to determine for suggested settings. That's it for the install, guys. Pretty simple. Again, takes about 10 or 15 minutes. Take her out for a test ride, confirm that she's running great, make some small minor adjustments if you need. If you decide that you want to do custom mapping on the twin tuner too, again, give us a call. We can hook you up with a USB interface, and that'll allow you to custom map the fuel curve on the front and rear cylinders independently. But to get yours, be sure to give us a call. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with your friends. Thanks a lot for watching.